prayer today is, Mighty Lord, bless us in this mid-July. I pray that happiness be at your door. May it knock early, stay late, and leave the gift of God's peace, joy, and good health behind. Amen.
Time.
On July 6th, for the maintenance department, I approved and executed a notice to proceed for integrated precision systems for the Geauga County Sheriff's Office security camera project. And I concurred with Chester Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license being requested by Perky Kettle Ltd., doing business as Perky Kettle, located at 12650 West Geauga Plaza, Unit 2, Chesterland, Ohio. And on July 10th, for the Department on Aging, I approved hiring Elizabeth Ricard to the position of full-time recreation and education assistant to be effective July 24th, 2023, at the rate of $16.35 per hour with a one-year probationary period. This offer of employment is contingent upon the successful completion of the required pre-employment conditions. And I, additionally, for the Department on Aging, approved hiring Christina Cunningham to the position of full-time rec and ed assistant to be effective July 31st, 2023, at the rate of $16.35 per hour with a one-year probationary period. This offer of employment is contingent upon the successful completion of the required pre-employment conditions.
Okay. Morning, Debbie.
Good morning. Today, we have an appropriation transfer from Water Resources to make debt payments on the Chardon Township wastewater treatment plant sewer project. Travel request from the engineer's office to attend the 2023 CEAO Ohio GIS conference. We made payments, two payments, $7,800 and $7,900 from the auditor's office, the ARPA funds to TJ Smith Excavating for sewer service installations in the Berkshire Heights development, $116,797.35 from the Commissioner's Office to Portage County Juvenile Detention Center for third quarter operation expenses, $49,999 from the Engineer's Office to Junction View GMC for a 2024 GMC Sierra 3500.
Motion to approve financials?
Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Thanks, David.
Yep.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. The Clerk of Court's office is requesting the board approve and execute the third addendum between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and Jennifer Carson to extend the term of the contract up to and including July 15th, 2023 to reconcile, balance, and prepare required reports for the Clerk of Court's legal office account for the year 2021 and 2022. All remaining terms and conditions of the contract shall remain in full force and effect.
Remind me, Jennifer Carson?
She was a former bookkeeper
Oh,
in the
okay.
legal office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so moved.
Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Andy.
Morning, Commissioners. Good. Building for Shane here, we've got two things on the agenda, Bill 5 and 6. My understanding is OPWC has changed the way they file electronically, which means common sense, it takes a lot of paperwork out. In order for commissioners to sign, we had to have you sign paper first.
Okay.
Perform that. That's the explanation I have, why these three things are here.
Okay.
You might want to touch on the third one, because that one wasn't done previously. We only did Brakeman and Mumford last
Clerk
week.
Troy was not.
Correct, because that one is not, Mumford and Brakeman went out to bid,
Yes.
and we couldn't award until we did the OPWC award, which we did the paper contracts last week, but we have to declare it in, because the contract has to be approved because of the loan process.
Gotcha. So Claire will be on next agenda. Correct.
No, it's on here
on
today
today's
for them for Jim to do the electronic, but the project itself hasn't, we haven't done anything.
This is just for the electronic ability to sign,
All three items.
all three items.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make a motion on 4, 5, and 6.
A second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Gentlemen?
Thank you. Morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay.
So we did receive information back from the auditor's office regarding the .7 mil levy for mental health and recovery services. The information that was provided is that it would be $19 for each $100,000 for a period of 5 years. That would be $2,285,000 a year. This levy was passed first in 1989 and it was replaced in 2009. The levy can be used for both mental health and substance use disorder treatments. Unlike we do have 2 levies, the one levy can only be used for mental health. I did provide information again regarding the types of direct service that this levy provides service to Geauga County residents with the agencies that we provide funding to in front of you. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Sorry, I wasn't sure if that was from you or not.
So I have a question for you. A couple weeks ago, that Lake Geauga Recovery Center was here, and they had made a comment about trying to get another facility to the south end of the county. That they're in Chardon, they wanted to go to maybe Middlefield. I didn't really agree with that. I think that putting something center would be, if that's what they want to do, rather than duplicating the process, have it just basically as one good center. But what's the possibility that we could do something? I mean, I know that we have some room there at the mental health center. What's the possibility of, they're basically looking for office space and they're looking for, conference room to meet with people. I mean, is there something that we could do there that we could basically put it right here in the middle of the county and have the ability of building that partnership? And if we're going to be doing that, then take that cost that we're saving, or possibly look at some other options of having an offset somewhere. I mean, the building is paid for and it's there, and that's part of what we were really doing. So what's your thoughts?
So I did have an opportunity to talk to Melanie yesterday about the conversation that you had here. Prior to yesterday, I didn't have information regarding, that they were requesting funding. She did tell me that she thought that it could make sense to be centrally located. What she mentioned, though, is the amount of space that was recommended is the exact amount of space that she has currently. So I think that there's opportunity to discuss that. She definitely said that they get a lot of referrals from JFS and from other people, in this building. So she wasn't saying that it didn't make sense, but she was concerned about the exact same space, and they're already growing out of it. So I think there's definitely room for discussion that we could, go back and see what it's not my understanding that they have anything bought or anything. So
No, they basically had asked for an additional one-time cost, to add on, but at the end of the day, it's going to be more, because it's not like you pay for it once and it's done. There's going to be continued expenses there, so I just, was thinking about that, and, to figure out a way to, win on all ends here, and I just thought that if that's a possibility with the building that we already have, and you know, this is what you guys specialize in for that, what's the possibility of us just taking it to the next level and just making it that much stronger?
Yeah, I definitely think we should have more conversation again. I had a meeting scheduled with her yesterday, and this topic was brought up.
Okay.
I didn't dive into it, a lot, but
Yeah.
I think that I at least understood the one building that was mentioned. She did say it's exactly the same square footage, so maybe there's something that we can talk about
Right.
that makes sense on both ends.
And what's the process like? Because the providers, aren't they supposed to come to the Board of Mental Health first and request funds versus coming to the commissioners? I mean, did they kind of like hop skip over the Board of Mental Health?
I think that there's opportunity to go for lots of different funding. I know that our funding is in a cycle, so, for example, they can apply for grants through Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, and oftentimes they can do that on their own. I don't believe that they have to ask us first if there's other pots of money that they qualify for. But she did let me know that she had requested some dollars from the commissioner's office.
Yeah, and she pointed out Middlefield, so there's got to be a reason why she wanted the Middlefield area. I mean, probably troublesome with what they take care of. Because I mentioned our old JFS building where the hospital owns it. They haven't done any remodeling yet for the doctors to come in. Maybe they haven't, I wrote it down last week, but 20,000 square feet or something like that.
What she told me yesterday is the JFS building is exactly the same square footage as what they're renting now. So for her to move here, she would be moving and then already.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean we can't have other conversations.
Right, let's take a deeper dive in and
Mhm.
figure out what's the best route.
Sure.
But as for the mental health renewal, I'm supportive of this, and this provides a lot of services in the county, and I'll make a motion to go ahead and acknowledge item number 7.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second piece is on the
Okay.
which is the actual resolution, and
For the
Okay.
to put it on the ballot.
All right. So moved on 8.
Second the motion?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Great. Thank you.
Excuse me, before you leave, I didn't get your name. Christine and
Pleasure
Regina.
sitting in and enjoying this absence,
Good.
much needed vacation.
Oh, there you go.
We are requesting the board approve and execute the first addendum to the
Position
interagency
is what? That's for the
agreement
Lake
between
County.
the commissioners and Lake Tran, amending sections 4 and section
My name is
10
Diane Jones.
with all other remaining terms and conditions in full force and effect. My understanding is this is to set aside funds to cover payroll taxes and so forth, and give the auditor the
If you write
authority
down your,
to make
that's
these
fine.
payments and to settle up the remaining transit funds.
Right. I think we're extending the term out, right? The end of September. Okay. That way it'll give the auditor's office still some more ability to
It'll give them time under the agreement to make.
to finish those payments. Okay. Yep. All right. I'll make a motion.
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Right. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have two items today. The first one is related to Almond Oil Company. We have a contract with them currently, and we would like to extend the length of the contract. They have agreed to use lower than state bid pricing for our 87 gas and our diesel fuel at our tanks both at Merritt Road and McFarland. So we're asking for your approval to extend that contract for another year.
Absolutely. So moved?
Second?
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
The second item is related to a web design agreement with Company 119 for website strategy, design, development, and training. This includes the content migration from our current website company to them, and it's in an amount not to exceed $12,500.
So you do have a website company you're using now?
We have an old platform,
Okay.
very difficult to maintain.
Okay.
It's housed, so we've had a lot of difficulties updating it. And our choice is to bring it onto a new platform, of which we'll still take control over. We'll have full control over it. We'll do all the edits, we'll do the updates. And the reason for that is because if we have a boil or I need to be able to get to that website
Immediately.
and make that change. If we
Yeah.
have, so as part of the agreement, they'll migrate our material with some new modifications.
Okay.
And then train us, and then we'll take over
Nice.
and run. I think it was similar to something that Transit had at one time, or what they were gonna do.
So I'm curious, I've seen this name quite a few times over the last couple of years, Company 119, and it sounds like we've been doing quite a bit of business with them. How did you guys get in touch with them, or did they approach you, or how did we decide on Company 119?
Multiple ways. One, it was a recommendation from ADP, but also 119 has done the commissioner's platform, so we'll be matching that. We'll be basically a page following the same look of what the commissioner's platform looks like, so it'll be in concert. It'll help with the migration. They've already got the pages, so it should be a quicker transition.
But, I mean, I guess, did we consult with anybody else, or was this just a directive handed down from above saying you're gonna use Company 119?
It was a recommendation. I wouldn't call it a directive, but looking at timing and us moving our platform over and being able to get our systems up and running to match is the reason to want that.
Okay.
And the cost, we have it at 12.5.
Yeah.
It's actually like at 10,395. We left a little bit of fluff in there, and it's planning for us to use 13 pages. So we
Okay.
might migrate that lower, so it's a base of 8250, and then it's like $165 per page,
Okay.
assuming 13 pages. So it could come in less, but most likely we're gonna be in that 10,000.
Sounds good.
So,
And just to be clear, you guys will have access to go in and make your own changes?
yes, they will basically hand it over to us, and
Okay.
we'll take,
You
and then
post certain things.
yeah.
Because that's important.
Move the
Yeah,
owners of
yeah,
the site,
yeah.
Yeah.
So will you be the webmaster?
We haven't figured that out.
Yeah.
We're still working
It'll be
through
a-
all those
it'll be a
details, but
team
right
effort.
now,
Okay,
so.
good.
Any other questions, Al? No. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve item 11.
Second motion.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWort?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve an admin for Henry Assistance to Administrator as an additional alternate for the third division. If Commissioner Ross O'Leary, Commissioner Timothy C. Lennon, Commissioner James W. Dvorak, and Joe Martin, County Administrator, are unable to attend for the remainder of the 2023 year.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye.
Commissioner Dvorak?
Yes.
Alright, so Annette, we've got those meetings pretty much. Christie, what's the schedule? Most of the week, right?
Next week, they have scheduled a revision daily, Monday through Friday. The second week, which starts from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. For the park and wastewater treatment plant hearings is my understanding. So they have them scheduled every single day between 9 and 3. And I know that we have a meeting on Tuesday, so there's an overlap for board revision that you need to be here for our commissioners meeting. So.
So just to be clear on that, so basically the volume of these are because of the wastewater.
They scheduled them, I'm not.
I think it's in relation to the well,
The well,
the salt in the wells, is that the?
No,
or no?
it actually is in association with wastewater
Oh.
treatment plant in 2006.
Oh, in 2006. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So
Is-
I'm guessing that it's similar to the hearings that they held for the Berkshire Heights subdivision.
Okay. And just on that, Jerry, as far as that was basically just the amount of cost that the additional cost from the,
Yeah, it's just one. Yes.
Oh, the assessments? Is that what it's in relation to, or what, I don't understand.
It's in relation to the sewer project, and it's all properties that have sewer service now that they're looking to make an adjustment to the property values to account for the additional cost of the sewer project. The rest is placed on those houses, yes.
see. And prior to that, then were most of those on the septic system?
That whole area was on a septic system. The problem with it was basically the rock level down there was about an inch underground. So septic systems that were put in were, whether you want to say it's failing or not, but that'd be
Difficult.
But basically, any of the effluent from the septic tank was just flowing right down on top of that rock level, right down to the road into the pond, or not the road, but the stream, the river. And the,
So this is from 2006?
the sewer system went in 2006.
And
Are they adjusting the price? Did the values go up since then? Or
The prices went up. Well, it isn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but instead of having an assessment like Berkshire Hills, you raise the monthly price instead of,
There's a portion of the monthly
Something
fee
different.
that is the assessment. It's not an assessment directly on the property. We were not, because of one of the grants that we got through Community Economic Development, we were not permitted to assess the properties. We had to include whatever that assessment would have been and those individuals did not, there was no cap-in fee, they got their connection put in, so.
Yeah. Okay.
when you say they got their connection put in, so
There was no fee, they still had to pay for running the line from the road to their house, but there was no charge for connecting to the sewer.
okay,
like a tap-in permit.
Right, correct.
okay. All right. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Township Association meeting Wednesday. Friday is External Affairs Policy Planning Program down in Nowaka. Even Board of Revision starts on Monday. So other than that, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Gail Rusi, League of Women Voters. I could not hear the last item that was voted on, that Ms. Blair recited.
So we had Assistant County Administrator Linda Brunetti placed as a alternate with the full week of Board of Revision meetings, just so that we have representation there in case we can't make it. Anything else?
Yes, the whole last conversation between Mr. Morgan and Mr. Spitaleri is entirely inaudible and unclarified, and I would appreciate more clarification, or at least louder, clearer speaking.
Are you having any problem hearing us?
Yeah, I did a little bit younger, maybe. That's the sound.
Yeah, well, some of us in the front row are here in the front row so that we can hear what's going on, and unfortunately, it comes across as a lot of mumbling, and the question arises, why can't you guys speak clearly for the benefit of transparency? So we'll give you that opportunity to please make it right, especially for the video camera. Thank you.
Well, when are we supposed to get a microphone, Jerry?
They are coming, it'll be next couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
A couple of weeks. So in the meantime, that doesn't clarify the problem of lack of understanding among the people who are taking the time to attend. So if Mr. Morgan and/or Mr. Spitaleri can clarify with more audibility and clear sentence structure, I'm sure we'll all go away much more satisfied. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So with that, motion to adjourn.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.